to the finest crew in Starfleet. Engage. Captain Jean Picard of the U.S. Enterprise. Captain Jean Picard of the U.S. Enterprise. Make it so. Make it so. Make it so. Make it so. First duty of every Starfleet officer is to the truth, scientific truth, or historical truth, or personal truth.
Hi everyone, I am W.F.S, your doctor. Tonight, or today, whenever you're watching this, I want to talk about this man right here. Sir Patrick Stewart. Yes, sir. Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Well, there's a lot I can say about that man. First, I want to just simply say that I'm not exactly thrilled with where Picard season 1 and 2 has gone. It's taken us somewhere where we never wanted to go. Number one, he's dead. I never thought that would ever happen. They killed him off, and then a clone of him, they mapped out his mind, his body, and then put all that into a synthetic life form like Data, only a little more advanced. And when they cloned him, they couldn't fix his voice any. So much for that technology. No, we wanted to make him authentically cloned. So we fast forward to season 2, where the clone is on his farm a year and a half later, and he's having feeling issues. He can't commit because of tragedy that has happened in his childhood. But don't worry, Q was there to fix that. You know, at the end of this show, Q says to the clone, I am moving on. In your parlance, I am dying. Alone. I do not want that for you. Really? You didn't want that for him? Well, where were you last season at the end of the show when the real Picard died? Where were you? More to the point, Q. At the beginning of another show, Star Trek The Next Generation, in an episode called Tapestry, Picard finds himself dead, quoting Q, under the inept administrations of Dr. Beverly Crusher, finds himself in heaven. And Q, as he puts it, I am God. Picard's like, you are not God. Blasphemy. I ought to smite you or cast you out or something. And at that point, he proceeds to tell him he's in heaven. He died, or the afterlife, excuse me. He died, and now he's presenting all these voices suddenly around Picard, or all these voices that tell him all the things that he's done in the past, all the regrets that he's done. And Q says, if you want to say your apologies to all these people, please, but don't drag it out. They're a lively bunch, and this could go on for a while. At the end of that show, Q brings Picard back to life. He died. Q brought him back to life. Now fast forward back to what I said before. In your parlance, I am dying. Alone. I am dying alone. I do not want that for you. So again, the question becomes, where were you, Q, in that time frame back at the end of season 1 when the real Picard died? So you're all set to be buddy-buddy with the copy? The show, season 2, it was okay. It had some points, good points to it. Life, death, moving on, I get it. The whole storyline was just weak, and now we come to season 3. But guess what, everyone? Season 3 is going to be a whole different. It's going to be so much more. It's going to be a way of saying goodbye, a real goodbye to the Next Generation crew. Well, we already said goodbye to one of them. We already said goodbye to one of them, and we got to say goodbye twice to another one. First, we said goodbye to Picard because he died in season 1. Data, well, he technically, a minuscule of him died at season 1 when Picard unplugged him, and the rest of them already died in Nemesis. So what's next? Are we going to see the rest of the crew die? Oh, no, 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 no. The promise here is that we are going to see all of these people have happy endings. Happy endings. But by the way, we're going to have a Khan-like villain coming into Star Trek Picard Season 3. A Khan-like villain. We've got to pull Khan out because that's the only way we can keep our audience alive. We're going to bring Riker, Troy, Worf back in LaForge. Well, there's even a story right there that they're going to bring Captain Benjamin Lafayette Sisko back, emissary of the prophets. Well, I honestly love Deep Space Nine, but from what I've got from this so far, I'm scared to death of what's going to happen here. I'm not sure I can watch this. I know that I've heard videos saying it's going to be great. It's going to be great. In fact, someone I listen to all the time, Doomcock, there was a message for him telling them that this is going to be a great season. You should give it a shot. Don't put it down. If you don't like the first show, turn it off, but don't ignore it. Well, considering Star Trek so far has been a complete disaster, and the only reason that Star Trek Strange New Worlds is probably doing as well as it is not necessarily because it's good storytelling, but because it's as close to the Orville as we're going to get from Star Trek. Never thought that would ever happen, when Star Trek would be competing with the Orville. But Orville has way better, superior storytelling than what's going on over here at Paramount Pictures and CBS. So going back to Star Trek for a second, Sisko is supposed to make an appearance here. And the villain, again, we're supposed to have a Khan-like villain, female. And everybody is saying, ooh, well, Beverly Crusher and Picard, well, they had a history together. Did they have a kid? Did they have a kid? Possibly. Could that be the villain? Probably not. The way I'm thinking about it, we have Benjamin Sisko, emissary to the prophets, part god or prophet, part human, and his wife Cassidy Yates, who was pregnant when he fought Gul Dukat and was rescued by the prophets in the fire caves. So no one's really mentioned much about Cassidy and the baby and Benjamin being part god, so it makes you kind of wonder, could this be the villain? It's female, and no one ever, as far as I can remember, no one ever mentioned the sex of the child because he wasn't born yet. So makes you wonder, maybe Sisko's coming back to help correct this child of his. Then we've got speculation all over the internet. Hey, I see the saucer section of the Enterprise D. Oh, wait a minute. The Enterprise D is coming back. People, the Enterprise D was demolished. You can do all the jumping through hoops all you want. Ooh, it's coming back. Yay. It was demolished. It was wiped out. The saucer section crashed into the planet, what was that? Oh my god, I forgot the name. Nirvana 3, I think. And the whole underbelly of this thing was just wiped out by the rocks and the terrain and everything, while the drive section was blown apart. So I don't see how they can even salvage this ship. They'll probably do a holodeck. And then we got to go on to one of my favorite characters, Worf. Well, once again, let's just see if we can play around with the timeline a little bit here, because when we left Deep Space Nine, Worf was becoming a chancellor. No, I'm sorry, not chancellor. He was becoming an emissary for the Klingon Empire. Martok wanted him to be by his side, so Worf agreed. And if you also don't remember, several years earlier, back at the Next Generation, Alexander, Worf's son, now the grown-up version, appears to Worf, I think it was in the last season actually, and tries to either get Worf to accept his heritage as a Klingon warrior, or he was going to kill him, because somewhere down the line Alexander is going to make some kind of a challenge to the Duras family, and Worf will die. But the point is that Worf, in that story, was part of the Klingon Empire up until his death. Now, maybe they corrected that. Maybe Alexander and Worf corrected that. But the point is that they're going to be playing around with time again. And I really am not sure what I am supposed to make of all this. I love Star Trek with all my heart. I grew up with Star Trek. My family probably can tell you stories about how much I wouldn't do anything without Star Trek in my life. It was just that important to me. And I am just so tired of watching something I love just not be respected. Now, again, all the people over there, Paramount and the cast, are all saying, oh, it's a beautiful story, it's a beautiful story. You people have told us for over 5 years that Star Trek, Discovery, the flying pizza cutter, and we got Picard, and now we got Strange New Worlds. Strange New Worlds, out of all of the shows, is not as bad. It's okay. But it doesn't respect the timeline. It doesn't respect the history. And that's what bothers me about that show. There's just so much I could say about it. But right now, I am going to end this video because, honestly, I felt like I needed to rant here. And I would like to hear some opinions out there, what you think of Star Trek Picard Season 3. What do you think of the other seasons as well? I know a lot of people hate it, but I'm just wondering, is there anyone out there who did like it? Well, I am W.F.S. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, click the like button. I want to hear comments, please. Anything to help me improve my channel, love to hear it. And if you want to subscribe, that would be awesome too. Take it easy out there. Live long and prosper.